dropping by to episode 12. Yes, 12 of the Pride of Irons YouTube channel / podcast episode where we discuss everything West Ham United women. I'm joined today, surprise, surprise. Yay, we've got Zoe back. Zoe, hello, how are you?
Very well. Thank you, Joe. How are you?
Great, thanks, Zoe. Yeah, look, let's go straight into the match, right? I mean, it was Matt's return to East London, and I think it was a pretty good day at the office for him. Obviously, Svitkova's goal and the own goal. They didn't find the net. We did twice, but unfortunately, it was Emily's own goal as well. Look, I'm gonna just ask you about it. What did you feel about the match as a whole?
It's a tough one. I thought for periods of the game we looked great, but then at other times we just weren't carving out the opportunities. And around 65, 70 minutes, Bristol really kept asking the question and knocking on the door, and they seemed to have a little bit more urgency going forward. I mean, for whatever reason, we did have some shots on that were directed towards goal, but they were blocked, or they were, someone didn't make the right decision. I mean,
Bagley had a brilliant game, though. Let's
oh
be
yeah,
honest. I mean,
there
God.
was, I can't remember who she saved from, but that save was top drawer, and she
Mm,
is a phenomenal keeper.
mm,
And she's highly thought of. I mean, it's such a shame because I always think that she is a candidate for the England women's national team, but I
mm.
think by playing for Bristol, she doesn't get the attention that she deserves. But quite frankly, the reason that they've got on a good run of form is in part down to her. So, I mean, when you come up against the goalkeeper who's playing really well, it's always going to be tough. But compared to when we beat Bristol City towards the end of last year,
Mm.
do I think we're in a better position now? I'd say no, and I am seriously concerned.
There were sparks of positivity, though. I think the first 20 minutes, I thought, right, that's it, we're going down. I really did, because I thought we've come out again, we're doing the exact same thing with Man City. Too many gaps, right? Far too many gaps yet again. And I thought we'd have learned from that. I think there was some better individual performances. I think Vetterline was much better than she's been. You know, that she had a cracking go at goal. What a shame. Svitkova again showed how good and bright that she is as well. Reddish, I think, has been one of our most consistent. So, you know, if we start going through all the players, we can say actually, majority of them did all right. So what's going on here? You know, look, if I can just look, going to do some stats, never do stats. Okay, I'm going to give a drum roll. Right, so basically, like possession, it's a really close match, right? So we had 52%, they had 48. Shots on target, we only had 2, they had 4. Corners, we had 6, they had 4. It was a really evenly matched match. So why haven't we learned from the previous matches where Ollie's been in charge?
We haven't had that new manager bounce, I don't think. And for me, Kenzadali is a big miss in that middle of the park. You look at when Matt was in charge and she was playing in that central midfield, and that unfortunate opening game of the season against those who shall not be named, she brought us back into it. And the fact that she hasn't had a look in the last few matches is, I wouldn't say it worries me, it's disappointing because she's a French international.
I know.
She has the quality on the ball to be able to turn it around. I just don't know. I can't put my finger on it. I thought Lois Joel, when she came on in central midfield, she played phenomenally as well. And I think maybe, her going forward, she's, for the future is going to be a really, really bright spark. But
We've got
I
a deal
don't.
in now, haven't we? This is the thing. I mean, I was speaking to Ali before, and there's been a few tweets about, and it's like, it's right that, we weren't aware that we was in a relegation battle. I mean, look, Brighton won away to Chelsea, Birmingham drew away to Everton, and Villa's beaten Spurs. We were all in the bottom there. They realised the urgency of this, and they've tucked their sleeves up, rolled their sleeves up even, and got on with it. And I don't think we have. And I think that does have to be down to the manager, right? Surely.
Oh, well, if I remember correctly, we had a round table just before Christmas with a few
Yeah.
other guests, and I had been of the opinion going into that we were in a relegation battle, even long before that, because there'd been warning signs, and I think it was, if we don't win, against Bristol and other teams, we're gonna struggle. But I don't know. Yes, it is down to the manager, but it's also down to how the players react and handle being in that situation. So you look at our squad, and I don't know how many of them have um, faced relegation before, but it's like then I don't want to accuse them of not playing because they are playing, but I just don't know. Again, I can't put my finger on it. I just really don't know. I don't know if it's Ollie's fault. I don't know if it's just the group of players that we've got. The thing is, Martha hasn't scored a goal in a very long time. That's, and we only named 6 substitutes. That was the other thing for me, 6 substitutes. And he only made 2 subs.
And we had Sissoko, we had Nor, and like you've mentioned as well, Darley, and didn't bring any of those in. Yes, Joel's a great like for like as well with Martha as well, because obviously she's a bit more versatile. But I don't know what's happening. None of us know what's happening. When you look at Matt, there was a belief now, I think, in Bristol that they can get through this and they can do that. And it's like new managers come in and Matt's instilled that in them. And I don't think Ollie's done that for us. I think, moving forward, he could do so much more. If I can just quote something that Ollie said as well, and I've got to read it, I've not got my glasses on. It wasn't good enough. We weren't good enough in the first half. We were better in the second half. There were bits and pieces in our performance where I'm happy with. And then he went on to say we need to start putting together more consistent even performances over longer period of time. It's the same thing, isn't it? Consistency. We've not had that since the start of the season, even when
I would
obviously Matt
argue.
was here.
I would argue we haven't had that since the end of last season.
I'll stand corrected. I think you're absolutely right. Yeah, when you think back, absolutely right. And that's where Matt fell foul as well, really.
Look at the start of the 2019-20 season for us, and it took us a hell of a long time to get wins on the ball. And for whatever reason, it's just not working. And Bristol have momentum. We don't have momentum.
No.
And the team that we're going to be facing on Wednesday have momentum as well. And that concerns me even more than the position that we're in.
Yeah. But it's the quality in the pitch. Seeing Leon start has been brilliant. Dree's just been constant. She was all over the pitch. Svitkova was really getting stuck in as well, more so than she was in any other match that I've seen her play before. Maybe the snow and ice suits her. Mind you, it was a difficult match to watch as a whole anyway, considering we couldn't see the ball for majority of the time. So, it was... Again, saying that you're going to take bits and pieces of it, but we just need to basically build on it. Well, you could say that with every match, but what do we do? Martha as well, I'm quoting a lot today. I think it just makes it easier all round to sort of like for the blow. But Martha's right. We need to move on, pack it away. Love that. Build on the second half, which they did, and win at Brighton. That's the mentality that we need, but we just need someone to instill it in every single player. And I just don't know. I don't know.
It's tricky, isn't it? I mean, we're leaking goals galore at the moment, and yeah, it just needs someone to. I mean, I think it's gonna have to come from Jilly, really. If I'm being honest, I think
Well,
she's gonna be the one who is gonna is turn them around. And you could hear her shouting on Sunday.
her
Is
voice
giving
is gone.
instructions. You know, the one thing about, obviously with women's football is you always do hear the instructions on the pitch when you're there watching games yourself. But you could hear Jilly's voice loud and clear throughout that game. And I know it was great we had her, and we only had her on a short time loan, but Rachel Daly is a big miss, because she would take the game by the horns and literally drive the rest of the team forward. And almost since losing her, we haven't had someone do the same. And we're just looking for that person to step up.
Hopefully Dagny will come along and be that person, right? Hopefully she'll be that person for us. I think, you're right. I mean, Daly was our top scorer as well. Was it 5 goals? Was it? You know what my memory's like, something like that. It was around 5 goals. And I just, it's a really difficult one, because I love our squad, and I really do. The individuals that we've got on there playing, but I could hear, all you could hear was Matt, and all you could hear was Jilly when you was watching it on the FA player, right? But it was kind of the frustration you could hear in Jilly's shouting as well. So it wasn't just directions; it was the way she was saying it. But I do think there's some really strong characters in there that can actually still push us through, that can instill on the younger ones that, yes, we can do this. Let's have the belief to do this. So, yeah, I just want to find out what the actual issue. It's a combination of everything, isn't it? I guess when you're down there at the bottom. But I mean, if you look, I mean, like Bristol got 13. They've played. Well, sorry, played 13. They've got 6 points. We've got a game in hand with 12, and we've got 8 points. Villa, same amount as us, 10 points. Birmingham, 11. Brighton 14, they've got 12 points. And again, Spurs, they're on played 12, and they're on 12 points as well. So it's all to play for. We've got games in hand. We've got Chelsea next after the Brighton match in March. So hopefully, we'll have more to talk about when we get to the pre-match for the Chelsea. But how do you think Brighton's going to perform? As you say, they've got the momentum going there, that they've had a win away to Chelsea as well. And they are a beatable side. We know that, right? So what do you think? How can we approach this?
We've got to see this as a way to save our season.
Yeah.
I think anything short of a victory on Wednesday is going to be massive, and I could see it being the defining result for the season. And
Yeah.
that's how precarious I think our position is in. And at the moment, I'd love to be proved wrong, and I'd love to see us beat Brighton, but I think it was the draw. It was the draw against them or the defeat against them. I can't remember what it was when Matt announced, or Matt had said that he wanted to leave. I think Brighton have got momentum. Hope Powell sets her team up very well. We know that. We all love Hope Powell. You know what she's done for the women's game, and she is quietly going about transforming Brighton into a tough side to beat. And I think we're going to need goals. I can't see goals coming from anywhere. It's going to be a tough game, and I think the result could define our season. We have to go, because obviously we will be going into international break. We have to go in all guns blazing to get 3 points. It's a crucial match, and I just think we need those 3 points really on the board, just to try and distance ourselves.
Yeah. And look, we don't want to take away from. There was some really good individual performances that we did have. We know we've got a really brilliant squad, but it's just not gelling. It's just not, something's not happening within the squad that we don't know. And the thing is, we're all behind them. We're all going to be screaming and shouting no matter where we are. I must admit, my neighbours, I'm surprised they've actually not complained already to the police about my screaming and shouting at the FA player. Even though I'm standing behind a pillow as well, just to try and dull the noise. But yes, look, it's a big match for us at Brighton. Again, massive respect for Hope Powell as well. So she, she's been in these situations before, as you say, she can easily dig her way out of it. Obviously, Ollie, I don't think he's not been in a situation in WSL, so it's a different matter there. But we're going to see what happens on Wednesday. Also, I just want to give a little shout out to the ref, because they were just really bad conditions that she had to deal with there, to Sarah Garrett. And we were both getting stuck in as well. I think she's done, I think we both had a couple of yellow cards. I thought she'd done a great, and I don't think refs get a good shout out. So well done, Sarah Garrett.
Yeah, I thought it was nice, and I thought it was nice to kind of see that there is some fighting spirit on there. And I know I probably have been overtly negative in what I have been saying here, but I have felt for months that we have been in the relegation battle, and I think it's been more precarious than some fans have thought. I mean, there were snatches of play where we did play really well. So, and it was nice to see the tackles flying in the snow, and Svetkova's just getting going. I think if we can get Martha going, that would be the best thing for us.
Yeah.
We've never really replaced Jane Ross.
No.
And Martha's great, and she's a great striker, but she's completely different to Jane Ross. And so when Martha's not firing, you need other players scoring. And unfortunately, Emily scored one in the wrong end of the wrong net this time. But I do think, there would be some positives, but I think we've just got to, for whatever reason, we've just got to go out all guns blazing. If the girls are on the floor by the end of the 90 minutes and we sneaked a 1-0 result, then I'd take that.
Yeah, because it's confidence building, same as Mac as well, needs that confidence as well, without question. So, yes, let's hope Bringer's daughter. Let's hope we actually see her next week, actually in a couple of days now. And let's hope that we can do as Martha says, that we can pack away the past performances and we can do a win at Brighton. Zoe, thanks as always for joining us. Thanks for listening in or watching us as well. Please do like and subscribe to us so you don't miss any of the future episodes. Thanks ever so much again, and we're going to win. I'm going to say we're going to win. Score, please, Zoe. Sorry, I almost forgot. I got carried away. 1-0, did you say? We're going to do 1-0. Yeah, I'm going to go with you today, actually. Yes. Anyway, thanks ever so much, and we'll see you again next time. Cheers. Bye.